Well, hello, everybody. I want to welcome everybody this morning to the second installment of Road to Ignition 2013, the webinar. Guys, my name is Trey Dyer. I'm coming to you from out here in West Texas, and joining us this morning is, I call him the Master Blaster. He is the developer, the host of Ignite Academies, as we all know and love him, and he's also the really a big part of Ignition 2013, as he always is, guys. He is the #3 money earner with our company. He's a presidential director and a good friend of mine. Welcome to the call, Mr. Brian Lucia. Brian, are you on this morning?
I am. Good morning, Trey, and I'm glad to know that there's reception in West Texas today.
Today is a good day. We do have the internet, so it's a good day. Hey, man, let's jump right into it, Brian, and I guess we need to cover first of all the wonderful promotion encore that they just announced yesterday through the 14th. You wanna tell them about the triple quick start 4?
Yeah, I think it's amazing that the guys have extended that down at the corporate office. You know, Trey, you and I were down there earlier in the week helping with some of the new things that will be developed that will be released at Ignition. And this triple quick start 4 deadline was Thursday the 7th, and it was done. They weren't going to extend it again. And Rob Snyder, the founder of our company, you know, he walked down the hall, and I think he was feeling a little like Cupid, I guess, because he told Daryl Smith and those guys, hey, let's let this thing run to Valentine's. So it's not going to be like the little boy that cried wolf and see that they'll extend it again. Guys, you have until Thursday night at 11:59 p.m. this Thursday, Valentine's Day, to continue to help your new associate trigger $300 instead of the normal $100 when they sign up before this Thursday and get their 4 points in the first 30 days. So, Trey, it's been a great momentum builder for the company coming into the new year. I know I've got some people I'm anxious to get in front of in the next couple of days, and you know, I would say to everybody, don't wait till your usual Tuesday night or Wednesday night local meeting. You know, do whatever it takes to get somebody in front of the information using webinars or first looks on your website. I know a lot of people in the Northeast are certainly a little landlocked with the weather. Utilize your computers and get people in front of the information. And then, of course, for all of us, Trey, who sponsor people in the business, this has been a promotion, the Road to Ignition promo, going on since Super Saturday on January 12th, and it runs right up to Ignition. For anyone who attends Ignition, we get an additional $100 for a total of $200 every time we sponsor someone in this time period. And Trey, no limit. If you sponsor 10 people, you're going to make an extra $100 for every one of them. So that would be huge.
Yeah, Brian, you know, this is really unprecedented in the history of Ignite. I've never seen them run promotions like this and then extend that promotion yet another week. So, guys, I'll tell you, this is something we really got to take advantage of. They say make hay while the sun shines. Well, the sun is out and it's shining, and it's time to get busy. Brian, you know, one other thing I really love to see is they extended that early bird rate until the 14th, and you know, this is something they've really never done. They've allowed you to sign up an additional ticket, maybe your spouse or a friend, for $49, and that's pretty awesome. And of course, new IAs join in that enroll in February for Ignite. They get the $49 rate too. So, man, we've got some great things on the table this week, and good stuff happening. Now, Brian, and everyone else, guys, we are going to go through a lot of information over the next few minutes. But I want everybody to understand you don't have to try to take notes and write all this down. We're going to provide a link for you to get this all on a PDF you can download. I've got the link later in the presentation. So, guys, just sit back and enjoy and listen to what's coming up for Ignition, what you can expect. It's going to be really exciting. I am super, super fired up about this, Brian. You want to go ahead and get into this?
Yeah, I think the first thing you've got here is for people to realize, and there's so many new people, on our team in Ignite and in the business, or first, just true first timers to Ignition. that when you register online, yes, you're registered, but when you get to Ignition, you need to check in and truly register there, where you'll get a welcome packet. And Trey, the entry fee alone, the welcome packet that they have every year, it's not like a little plastic bag with some goodies in it. It is a nice gift every year. So as soon as you get to Ignition, you need to go to the registration. It is in the convention center in Ballroom C. The convention center is very well marked, and when you come in through the Omni or wherever, you'll find signage to Ballroom C. Everything starts as far as being able to get through the registration Thursday at noon, and then you see the times for Friday and Saturday as well. The Ignite store will be adjacent next to the registration area, right in that Ballroom C, and of course all your Ignite memorabilia, paraphernalia, whatever you want to call it, shirts, T-shirts, all kinds of business building tools. Anything you want Ignite is in that Ignite store. So again, Trey, this is in the convention center. We've got a map we can show everybody. To the right, guys, is the Omni. The convention center is that big building to the left, and Ballroom C is really in between the big arena that we have our Saturday event and the Omni. So it's right in the middle of everything. You can see right there when you come into the convention center. So again, you'll get this later with the link that Trey's showing you, but it is Ballroom C in the convention center for registration in the Ignite store. Trey, let's
Brian. Brian, I was going to say I got a sneak preview of that bag that they give at registration, and man, that's worth $150. That I know the early bird special I paid, or the registration I paid, much less the $49 or the $99. Just the packet that you get alone is pretty awesome. And so make sure, guys, and get by there and get registered and get your bag. And then, of course, make sure you have a little room on your credit card, because the Ignite store, man, I don't know about you, Brian, but every time I get in there, I just seem to go crazy, man. There's all kinds of great, cool Ignite wares. And so you want to make sure and block off a little time to get in there. And don't wait till Saturday to do that, because everything really sells pretty quick. Even though they've got a lot of stuff in there, you're going to want to make sure and give yourself some time to get in there and do a little Ignite Mania shopping. And so good stuff there. Brian, tell us about the kind of the schedule, man.
Well, for a lot of the seasoned vets, this is a little different, so it might be just as new as someone who's going for the first time. The schedule has changed a little bit from years past. On Thursday, things get kicked off with our leadership meeting, an EDSD meeting. It's normally from 3 to 5 on Thursday the last several years. This year they've moved it up to 2 p.m. and to 4 p.m. And the reason they did that is the Leadership Awards banquet has been moved from the usual Friday night to Thursday evening. And you see there that there's a reception in the lobby area in front of the Omni Dallas from 7 to 8. And then dinner will be from 8 to 11. This is a black tie optional, a formal dinner. Everybody, it's fun to see everybody, get into their best duds and have fun that evening. Trey, it is a invitation only for EDs, SDs. For those of you who are of those positions, hopefully you've already RSVP'd. You do need to RSVP through your Power Center. And real quick, Trey, for somebody who might be a managing director, you still have time to promote to senior director between now and Ignition and get to that dinner. As you can see, they just hold no expense. It is a gorgeous evening. Chelsea Thompson, the event manager at Stream Energy and Ignite, does an amazing job. Again, this one is in the Omni Dallas Ballroom. I love that picture of Louis and Michelle Miori last year on stage when they found out that they were presidential directors. That's a great shot. But an excellent evening, leadership awards. And Trey, I think I don't know, do we have a map for that one as well? There we go. Here's where the Dallas Ballroom is, guys. It's on the 3rd floor, level 3 of the Omni. It's the bigger of the two ballrooms, Dallas there on the left and the Trinity on the right. And this, again, reception starts at 7, and then they open the doors for dinner at 8.
Brian, the leadership dinner every single year is always one of the highlights. Everybody always talks about the leadership dinner as one of their favorite parts of Ignition. And, of course, that EDSD meeting, if you're an SD or above, you get a sneak preview. And so that really heightens the excitement through the ranks of leadership. But I got to tell you, man, if you are anywhere within range of getting to senior director, you want to do everything you can to get to senior director before ignition, because, man, this day, I think Thursday, with that meeting and that leadership dinner, really special. You know, Brian, one of the things about Ignite, they really know how to treat their leaders, and they really know how to recognize their leaders, and you know, it really shows at this dinner. So good place to start right there. What about Friday?
Boy, Friday is absolutely chock-filled with some fun and learning, Trey. It starts with the learning and the workshops. They're going to start early, 8 o'clock, and go all the way to 4:30. We'll break those down for everybody. And then there are 2 brand new events this year. The Managing Director Reception, Friday night at 8 p.m., and then we're going to have a lot of fun with, I guess you call it a talent show, but it's going to be like the American Idol, if you will, with that extreme factor. And we'll get into each one of these individually and break those down for everybody. Let's start with the workshops, Trey. Here's some of the actual topics that are going to be covered in each of the rooms. Notice that they're both really self-contained in the 2 ballrooms. Last year we were running back and forth between the Omni and the Convention Center. They squeezed all of the rooms or all the topics and all the actual breakout sessions in the Trinity and Dallas ballrooms in the Omni there on the 3rd floor. Breakout sessions in 6 different rooms. You see all the different topics there, and we actually have a breakdown by hour for you to look at, and Trey, again, is going to have a PDF for you of it. Trey, let's go through that PDF, because there's a couple of things I want to point out to people to help them maximize the day, and we've broken this into the morning and the afternoon. What you're looking at here, gang, is the AM sessions, the morning sessions, and you'll notice the column on the left. You see 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 9:15 to 10:15, and then 10:30 to 11:30. So there are 3-hour blocks, 3 one-hour blocks with a 15-minute time in between for people to move from room to room. I think that's plenty of time as close together as these ballrooms are. But as you see that there are 3 one-hour blocks, if you'll now look to the far right where it says the kind of the blue shaded area, Dallas Ballroom, that runs 2 hours, the 9:15 all the way to 11:30. Obviously, that's 2 hours and 15 minutes. It runs straight through. So, Trey, I want to make a huge recommendation to everybody. This is pretty much a must-attend. There's one of these corporate updates, as they're calling it, the blue shaded one. There's one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And the reason I want to emphasize that to everyone, Trey, is that if somebody is able to be there, Thursday night to get to everything on Friday, then in essence there's the ability to go to 5 things. You would obviously go to 1 hour in addition to the corporate update, either in the morning or the afternoon, and then you'd have the ability to do 3 different things in the opposite morning or afternoon. So here's a look at the afternoon. A couple of things. Trey, bounce back real quick to that morning if you don't mind. For instance, in that Dallas Ballroom E, you see there's a business presentation skills early in the morning at 8. We're going to go over again some of the do's and don'ts and helpful hints of presenting our business presentation. And then you see commercial training in that same room, and it'll run a couple of times. Most everything is running all day in those Trinity rooms that you see there, so you can pick your time slot. There are a few that are one time. For instance, over in the Dallas Ballroom, at 1 p.m. right after lunch, there's a Women of Power meeting. It's an hour. It'll have some testimonials and talking about how women can build our business. And they're also going to update everyone in that about some future Women of Power get-togethers throughout the year. Great. You also see that there's that one commercial training opportunity in the afternoon, along with one business presentation skills. Another thing to note, Trey, is that you see that Dallas Ballroom C, developing leaders within your team. This is for MDs and above. So if somebody's a brand new director, no need necessarily to go there when there's so many other things. I'll tell you, Trey, the 2 that I would say are going to be really important especially for new people. Certainly master sponsoring through the invitation. That's all about learning to get Ignite in front of people. And then where it says better face-to-face and home meetings, that's really learning how to do a one-on-one or a 2-on-1 over a cup of coffee, and certainly the power of home meetings. Really kind of getting back to the basics. And then, Trey, there's also, you see on Dallas Ballroom E, there's a Spanish workshop for a couple hours there. So the company has has really done a great job of giving us a chance to pick our pardon me, our learning.
Seems like you're dropping out there a little bit, Brian. One thing I want to point out, guys, is that last year was the first year that we had implemented several different workshops, and it was a huge hit. And of course, it was this was really the brainchild of Mr. Lucia. But I will tell you guys, just as a word of advice, if you can make it to the morning sessions, they're less crowded. They seem to get really crowded in the afternoon, or they did last year. And I mean, it's really crowded. A lot of paparazzi. Well, maybe not paparazzi, but it was really crowded in the afternoon. So if you can perchance get there in the morning, you're going to have a better chance of seeing what workshop you want to see. And again, I'm gonna have this provided for you. It's already uploaded, and you'll be able to download these schedules on a PDF. Brian, did we get you back yet?
I am back, Trey, and I'm glad you made that point about trying to get to these in the morning. I would recommend to people, because there's a lot of folks who either drive in on Friday if they've only get one day off at work and can't get away on a Thursday, or maybe fly in early Friday morning from somewhere where they're only going to be able to attend the afternoon. If you are one of those people, or if you know someone like that on your team, when they can only make this afternoon schedule that you're looking at, then they need to choose to go to that corporate update, because we're going to have all new business building tools that you're going to want to see. Energy 101, they're going to unveil the new BP. That's the most important thing for the masses to go to. And then if somebody's brand new, certainly then they're going to want to go to the better face-to-face or sponsoring to the invitation if they can only attend the afternoon. So, Trey, you have a good point. For everyone else, I would highly encourage them to attend that corporate one in the morning if you're there. Trey, one other note before we talk about the map is, if you're a husband and wife, or if you just going with a friend that's on your team, you might want to divide and conquer. If you don't think you can get to all of them, sure, it's fun to sit together. But on some of these, you might want to divide and conquer and go to two different ones and then compare notes afterwards, especially if you have an accountability partner or a spouse that you're working with. So always keep that in mind, too, as you look at the schedule. Sorry about that, Trey. Didn't mean to backtrack on you. Again, I love this map that you've provided us, Trey. This is great. The Dallas Ballroom, you see, is a massive room. That corporate overview is going to be in the bulk of that room, and then they've air-walled or sectioned off two small portions, Ballroom C and E, for those smaller trainings. And then in the Trinity, that ballroom is broken up into 3 rooms, and you see which ones are there. So, again, Trey has got this on a PDF for you guys to be able to see, and it'll really help you when you're walking around to be able to know what is in each room. Great job, Trey.
Well, Brian, I'll tell you, I'm really looking forward to the first annual Managing Director reception, and of course that extreme factor. Talk to us a little bit about the Managing Director reception. It seems to be one of the additions this year that I'm sure is going to be really popular. It's not a dinner. It's not a big formal dinner, but it is going to be really, really nice, and it's a great place for the MDs to get together and to rub shoulders. Brian, talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, we're just so excited about the new schedule this year. In the past, the leadership dinner was on Friday, and it was tough for everybody to get together. This year, they've opened up Friday evening. So when the workshops end at 4:30-ish, right, by the time people get done milling around, it's usually a little or 5 or a little after, and everybody's excited about the workshops and a lot of the new announcements that they'll get. And then it's a chance to go to dinner with your team or relax or whatever you want to do. And they've added this reception for MDs. And, one of the big things this year is they said, hey, 2 things. Ignition has been phenomenal for 7 years. But I love what the guys at corporate did say. Let's make Ignition more fun and have more recognition. And I think there's 2 new events on Friday epitomize all of that. First and foremost, this Managing Director reception is at 8 o'clock. And Trey, you mentioned hey, it's casual. If you go to dinner, just come back. It is for MDs only. And, I think that you and I've talked about it forever, is the MD position is really the place that catapults people, the first leadership position, and really starts building this company. So I love that we're rewarding and recognizing them. That will be in the Trinity Ballroom at 8 o'clock on Friday night. And then those MDs are going to get a little VIP entrance over to the Dallas Ballroom for the Extreme Factor. And, guys, I'll tell you that this talent show, if you will, of Ignite associates, I had the sneak peek, if you will. Michael Packer showed me a couple of the online auditions, and wow, we have got some people with some skills. And we're even going to have some celebrity executive director judges. And note this, Trey, that all of the people, all of us sitting there watching this, will get to take part in voting for the winner. And so I think that's going to be fun, too.
Man, that's going to be a blast, isn't it?
Yes, and in between the quote-unquote amateur acts, if you will, corporate has also got a couple of professional-type acts in between. So this is truly going to be a great show, if you want to call it that way, and all of us can be there, have fun, and watch our Ignite brethren or sisters, whoever they are, who are up on stage performing. That'll be fun.
Brian, I'm wondering, I'm really looking forward to seeing what everybody will think is the most entertaining. The actual performers performing in the Extreme Factor, the really professional acts that we've got lined up in between those, or our celebrity judges. I really can't wait to see. That's going to be fun. So, well, let's talk about Saturday. And, I mean, as you guys can already figure out, this is going to be a jam-packed weekend. So all I can say is between Thursday night and Friday night, sleep fast, right?
Yeah, basically your room is just for a shower. You're not going to sleep much.
Should be fun. Talk to us about Saturday. That's the really everything kind of builds to Saturday, and then Saturday is really the show.
I think that was well said, Trey. Everything does build to Saturday at our general session, and this is in the Convention Center Arena, and then of course our parties are legendary, and this one will be great as well. The general session in the Convention Center Arena, it's so hard, even with the great photographs and videos that we have online. It's really hard to describe to somebody, and the best way is to say, hey, it's part revival, part rock concert. I mean, it really is such an elaborate show. It's so well put together. And then we get to recognize our leaders in the company and people who with achievement. There's some of our big awards, the Assist Award and the Spirit Award that are given out, Power of Leadership Awards, the Rising Star, and then there's a Senior Director Parade and Executive Director Parade. So it's a lot of recognition, but there will be some learning too. I couldn't be more excited that our keynote speaker is John Maxwell. Trey, you and I have both been fans of his for a long time, and he is the foremost authority on leadership pretty much in our country. A couple of my favorite books right there. And, I think what I want to just pass this along to everybody who watches this webinar is I just love that our corporate office listens to us. There's a little story, Trey, that at our presidential director retreat in September, they basically said, okay, in the upcoming year, what are some things we need to do to continue to grow this company? And we gave them some ideas, and we may see some of those come to light. And then they said, well, is there anything else you guys want? And we said, yeah, we want John Maxwell at Ignition. And that was a pretty random request. And lo and behold, what did they do? They went and got John Maxwell. And so
boom.
I'm very excited about that. And it's not like he's going to be up there for 10 minutes. We get all of John Maxwell. We get a pretty good session with him on the in the morning of that general session in the arena.
Yeah, Brian, I'm reading I picked up a few days ago his brand new book, The 15 Laws of Growth, and excellent book. So, hey, that might be a good primer if you want to read the latest John Maxwell book. Here's a good map, Brian, of the Dallas Convention Center.
Well, the arena is on that far end, so it's a little bit of a jaunt from the Omni. And if your parking is coming from another hotel, either shuttle or parking, there's doors that a shuttle will let you off right outside. They'll know. And then parking is underground right there, so not bad at all. But the one thing for everyone to note is there is a huge exhibit hall A that they're going to have lunch for sale, at the lunch break. And then there are several other kiosks of small places for sandwiches and things, concessions along the convention center tray. But this will be one of the main places where people want to eat lunch. And it's right next door to the arena, so you can't miss it.
Just follow the signs, right?
Yeah, and Trey, while we're on the subject of the general session, I got to tell people that the most important thing I can get across is get there early. Get there early. Get there early. You do not want to miss the open at 9 a.m. And I always say this isn't like going to a local meeting where someone says, oh, there's an accident out on the highway, and they wait 5 or 10 minutes to to start. It's going to start at 9. This thing is literally timed down to the minute all day long. And it's just such a fabulous production in the mornings. The open is always my favorite part of the day. You can see these elaborate stages that you're showing us. This year it is really cool with our To the Extreme motto or logo that they have. Boy, look at that shot of our founder, Rob Snyder. I really like that packed arena. We're going to get to hear from him in the afternoon as he addresses the troops with kind of his State of the Union. Certainly look forward to that. And, it's just all day long. There's going to be giveaways. They do a great job of giving stuff away to people, not to mention an attendee promotion. And so you can see that it's truly an arena. For those of you who have never been, Saturday is really a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's some good stuff, man. I tell you, that is definitely kind of a culmination of excitement, and that's where everybody just goes crazy. Something you don't want to miss. Boy, look at that. That is huge. That's like a 60-foot screen there, just huge, unbelievable.
Yeah, when you see it in proportion to Rob sitting there, it's amazing. And for those of you who are senior directors, you're going to get to walk across stage. I would say, work on your cartwheels or whatever you want to do to jump up and down and get your 15 minutes of fame. I guess 15 seconds of fame on that stage. It'll be great. Well, Trey, here's the grand finale party. Every year, the company comes up with a theme, and we've had some crazy costume parties, and I've never stopped being amazed by how grown adults have such a great time coming in their costumes. That very first one we had back in 2007, I thought, wow, are people really going to dress up for these things? And sure enough, everybody does. So it's great. The theme is Blazing Saddles, a Wild Wild West party. So let your imagination run. Anything Western that you want to do. It is in the Dallas ballroom there in the Omni. That big ballroom starts at 8 o'clock on Saturday night, goes to midnight, and there's the Dallas ballroom again, right in the Omni on the 3rd floor. Trey, I think we've got some shots of years past, so people don't have to take my word for it. They can see that people have really gotten into these parties. There's last year's Black and Bling. That was a great one. 2011 was a glow party. That was fun, too. And then this next one, 2010, the 80s party, still maybe one of the most famous. And Trey, I don't know if everybody can play Find the Trey Dyer, but you're on this page somewhere. And I tell people, no, it's not Pee Wee.
Too late.
Too late. Trey and Sally Dyer definitely have led the way with getting into the costumes. The white party at 2009 was great. I always tell people Chelsea Thompson even had all the hors d'oeuvres that were white. It was a neat time. The masquerade party in 2008 was a good time. Really shocked at all the elaborate costumes that year. This one makes it a lot easier. You can throw on some boots and jeans and have some fun. And, of course, Trey, I always like to make fun of our buddy Steve Fisher in this one. People wouldn't even recognize him until they see his Austin Powers hairy chest right there. But that's Steve and Diane Fisher on the bottom right. Our buddy Wendell Campbell with his wife Amy there on the left. So as you can see, everybody has a lot of fun at these parties, and so plan to let your hair down and put on your boots and come have a good time.
You definitely want to plan on dressing up for this year's party, Brian. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a little easier. Just put on your boots and your cowboy hat, and make sure and brush up on your line dancing before you show up in Texas. One thing that's really neat this year, Brian, is that they've got an Ignition 2013 mobile app, and the link to it is once again at the link I'm going to give you in just a couple of seconds. But here's some screenshots. You can go in and you can actually log in. You put your email address in there, and there's directions. At this link I'm going to send you, there's directions on how to do that. You can go in and log in and sign up for the workshops, and you can get reminders. And there's maps and there's profiles on all the speakers. Anything you want to know, all things Ignition 2013 to the extreme is on this app. Now, here's where you get your links, where you can not only register for the final installment, and we're going to do that a week from today. We're going to give you some tips on what you can do with your team, how to maximize your Ignition experience. You can get this slide deck in PDF format. You can find a link to the Ignite mobile app. It's all at www.plugintoignite.com, guys. It's right there on the home page. You just type in that, and you'll see it right there, all on that home page. And that really, any bit of information, you can find it right there. You can link to the different apps and documents right there. And you can also register for next week's Ignition Road to Ignition webinar. Now, if you've already registered for this one, you are already registered for that one. But Brian, that's pretty much what we've got today, man. It's been a
Trey, you'll have
wonderful.
You'll have the playback up later this afternoon of this for people to send out to somebody who might not have been able to make it.
Yes, I will compile that and anything that needs to be done, hopefully, and have that up probably by early evening tonight. And so you can send that out to your team, and you can send that out to some of the guys that are kind of sitting on the fence, not maybe having decided yet whether they want to go or not, because I think this gives them a pretty good indication that it's going to be one of the best ignitions, if not the best, we've ever seen, Brian.
It is going to be a blast. And I think,
we're
going to be amazed at a lot of the announcements, too. It'll be good stuff.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, nobody knows what those are except corporate, but I hear they're going to be great. I hear they're going to be exciting, and I'm sure you guys want to be there. This is not something that you can't really take the excitement back from Ignition to your team. This is something just for those that are there. So I recommend you be there. You don't want to miss this, but it's going to be a lot of fun. You can register now in your Power Center. And Brian, that's really kind of all the information we have today. We're chock full of information and data for everybody to kind of soak in. But man, hey, I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule this morning to share this with us. And Brian, I really want to thank you for all the trouble. I know the time and the hours that you're putting in to Ignition, and not just Ignition, but in helping our teams grow and training our teams in general. So thanks again, man, for joining us this morning.
Hey, thank you, buddy, and I appreciate you steering the ship and organizing these for all of us. It certainly makes it easier for people, and thanks for all the work on Plug Into Ignite.
Absolutely. Well, hey, guys, that's it for today. Remember, plugintoignite.com to download this, and remember us next week, same bat time, same bat channel. You guys have a wonderful evening, and hey, have a good day.